Starting with Pakistan, the Federal Cabinet meet chaired by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has approved the draft of 26th Constitutional Amendment. The Senate session is ongoing at the Pakistan Parliament, which will be followed by a National Assembly session scheduled at 6 p.m. local time. Now, there was a flurry of activity through last night around getting the bill through. Ministers and members of the National Assembly from multiple parties held meetings at the Parliament well into the night. The desperation could be seen when Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif chaired a meeting of the Union Cabinet way into the wee hours on Sunday. A minister said all aspects of the draft approved by the committee were presented for consideration in the Cabinet meeting. He added that the concerns of coalition parties were also taken into account during the discussions. Now, over the days, however, it has boiled down to a numbers game in Parliament, digging up an old flashpoint between the Shehbaz Sharif government and the opposition party led by Imran Khan. Earlier, Khan's party had slammed the proposed reforms, calling them unconstitutional. Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, Pakistan People's Party and the Jamiat Ulema-e-Islam Fazl, they've all agreed on judicial reforms through the proposed constitutional amendments. But the Maulana Fazlur Rahman-led JUIF was not in favour of some other points. Now, here are some of the proposed amendments. An increase in retirement age for Supreme Court judges to 68 from the present 65. Also proposed is a 3-year term for the Chief Justice of Pakistan, a parallel federal constitutional court alongside the Supreme Court, and the authority to appoint the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court and the Chief Justice of the Constitutional Court to be transferred to the Prime Minister of Pakistan based on recommendations from an 8-member National Assembly Committee. Now, here it's important to note that Pakistan's current CJP, Isa, is set to retire on the 25th of October, and Justice Syed Mansoor Ali Shah is next in line to become the top judge. Well, the Pakistan Federal Cabinet meet chaired by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has approved the draft of the 26th Constitutional Amendment. The Senate session is ongoing at the Pakistan Parliament. Now, to get us the latest, we are being joined by our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik, joining me live from Islamabad. Anas, we're approaching that 6 p.m. local time in Islamabad as well. I'm guessing it would be around 5:40 your time. Tell us where things stand at this point. Are we on schedule?
Well, as you're asking me the question, I was actually typing it back. The 26th the Constitutional Amendment has been tabled in this House. That's behind me in the upper house of the Parliament. That is the Senate. The normal agenda for the Senate has been suspended. And as I talk to you, the Law Minister, Azam Nazir Tarar, is tabling it point by point, the 26th Constitutional Amendment. That means that once it's approved by the upper house of the Parliament, then it goes in the lower house. There is no rotationary mechanism. It can be the other way around as well. But the government had planned to have held the Senate session to be at 3 p.m. It started about 2.5 hours later at around 5:30 local time. And while I'm still talking to you, the draft has been officially been tabled by the Law Minister Azam Nazir Tarar. So now it comes to the point of number game, where the government needs 64 senators to show 2/3 majority in a House of 106 to claim a 2/3 majority for this constitutional amendment to be passed through the upper house of the Parliament. And then in about an hour or about 40 minutes, we'll be seeing the National Assembly session, that is the lower house of the Parliament session, being held. And there is where the government needs 224 member parliaments to show a 2/3 majority for this amendment to actually see the light of the day and be ratified. Shivan?
Anas, also reports that suggested that PTI chair Barrister Gaur had announced that the PTI will not vote for the 26th Constitutional Amendment bill, which is to be tabled today. Are there going to be any implications of that?
Not really, not anymore, because the government was short on about 8, the figure of 8. The government coalition currently has about 216, between 214 to 216, including the defectors from the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. And with these 8 critical and crucial votes of Maulana Fazlur Rahman, the government coalition is very safe. So the PTI not coming on board doesn't really matter. But of course, for the optics or for the signaling, it would have been better to have a national consensus develop, and that is the reason we saw Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, the former foreign minister and chairperson of the Pakistan People's Party, literally ferrying and holding these marathon meetings with Maulana Fazlur Rahman, because Maulana Fazlur Rahman was acting as a bridge between the government coalition and the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. The PTI seems to be visibly very confused as to what they really want to do. On one end, they say that they will not be really voting for these amendments. Fair enough, that's clear. But on the other end, a short while back, Barrister Gohar said that, quote, they will be supporting that Maulana Fazlur Rahman is an independent person and his party has an independent thought, and that they are appreciative of Maulana Fazlur Rahman's role, and that they will be appreciative of the fact that Maulana Fazlur Rahman gets to vote for this amendment. So the confusion within the ranks of PTI is very clear. But at the same time, this particular constitutional amendment has been toned down. That's the highlight, to the point that the Chief Justice's tenure, age limit has been there, but there's been a tenure to the Chief Justice as well. That's either 3 years or they hit the age of 65 for superannuation. Yes. Whichever comes first, the Chief Justice will be replaced. Then the Federal Constitutional Court, the demand that has been dropped, and that has been replaced by the Federal Constitutional Bench. So there will not be a parallel system when it comes to the judiciary. Shivan?
Thanks, Anas, for getting us the latest as always. That was our Pakistan Bureau Chief reporting from Islamabad, Anas Malik.